Hello learners, I'm Ilakya. I'll be your instructor for the course on International Investment Law and the Environment. Have you ever wondered why are there many news reports that say that there was a protest against a particular foreign subsidiary of a multinational company, especially by the local population, for the reason that they've been contributing to environmental degradation? You will find many such news reports. Then how do we address this issue? So, do we give significance to environmental protection, or do we give significance to foreign investors? This gets complicated because many countries sign bilateral investment treaties or other treaties with investment provision, which we will commonly refer to as international investment agreement. When states sign these international investment agreements, it assumes certain obligations, and these obligations relate to protections given to foreign investors and foreign investment. So, when take assume certain obligations through these instruments, then how do we reconcile environmental protection principles within the protection given by these international investment agreements? So, that is the focus of this particular course. We are going to examine the contemporary normative framework that has been established by multitude of international investment agreements signed by countries, and how do we reconcile international environmental principles within the field of international investment law, and how are we going to do it? The course is designed to have 60 lectures spanning over 12 weeks, and in the first 3 weeks we'll be looking at the historical circumstances that led to the development of international investment principles. That is something that we currently see as provisions of the bilateral investment treaty. We look at the history because we want to understand what factors influenced the growth of these principles, so that we can see whether environmental principles can be reconciled within the field of international investment law. Then we will look at the substantive protections to foreign investor and investment given by international investment agreements in the fourth week. Then in the fifth week, we will look at what sort of a regulatory right does a host state have in order to enact environmental regulatory measures that may sometimes cause adverse consequence on foreign investment and the economic activity of foreign investors. Then how does that get resolved? So that is something we'll cover in the fifth week of the course. Sixth, seventh and eighth week of the course, we are solely going to look at past decided cases, because we want to see how in reality which of these interests gets preference in an investment arbitration, whether an investor's interest gets a higher pedestal or an environmental interest gets a highest pedestal. We will look at it and we will come to a conclusion by looking at past decided cases. We will discuss these cases in a greater detail, so we can look at what is the environmental regulatory measure taken by the host state, and what was the challenge that was claimed by the investor, what was the approach of the tribunal, how did the tribunal decide that particular case. Once we have a sufficient knowledge about how the challenge to environmental regulatory measure gets decided, then we can go ahead and suggest for various ways to reconcile environmental principles within the field of international investment law. So, in the ninth week, what we are looking at is we will look at treaty reforms that can be undertaken. What sort of an environmental protection measures need to be drafted or need to be included in international investment agreements? That will be discussed in the ninth week of the course. In 10th, 11th and 12th week of the course, we will address other reforms that can be undertaken by the state, ranging from interpretative reforms, that is how Article 31.3c of Vienna Convention on Law of Treaties can be used, and how principle of good faith, the proportionality analysis, the standard of review adopted by the arbitral tribunals can play a significant role in integrating environmental principles within the field of international law. We'll also look at certain nuanced concepts like mediating investment disputes, having an appellate mechanism to ensure that there is a stable and predictable framework that can also contribute to integrating environmental principles within the field of international investment law. And we'll also look at EU's proposal for having a multilateral investment code. So we will look at all pragmatic ways to reconcile environmental principles within the field of international investment law. So by the end of 12th week, you will possess sufficient knowledge to find out whether there is a balance that exists in the contemporary international investment law where investors' rights and interest are balanced with that of environmental interest. So you'll be in a position to assess if a balance exists. If a balance doesn't exist, what are the measures that the state should, country should adopt in order to arrive at that particular balance. This course can be useful to law students, law practitioners as well as policy makers. So anybody who's interested in the course can enroll in the course and then can watch the lectures, can read the e-text that will be provided with the lectures, as well as you can also actively participate in the discussion forum and take a final examination and get certified also. So I hope there will be this course will meet your expectations and will help you in understanding the nuanced ways in which environmental principles could be reconciled within the field of international investment law. Thank you.